Adventure games are a popular genre of video games that offer players an immersive experience through storytelling, exploration and problem solving, and in this video I present to you the top 10 adventure games in 2023, so relax and get ready to discover your new favorite game. One Punch Man World, an online game with a size of 7 GB, it will soon be available on Android and iPhone. One Punch Man World is an action-adventure game with the official license of One Punch Man set once again in the universe of this popular anime. One of the key aspects you'll find when playing One Punch Man World is that the battles unfold with tons of drama. Just tap on the directional joystick to move each character in any direction while pressing the action buttons to perform impressive attacks. As you defeat opponents, One Punch Man World shows you various animated sequences to help you learn more details about the game's plot. Downloading the One Punch Man World will immerse you in the same universe as this anime created by One. By combining the skills of all the characters, you can fight tooth and nail in each game to defeat the fiercest enemies and prevent them from devastating every inch of land. The Academy: The First Riddle, an offline game with a size of 1 GB, available on Android and iPhone. The Academy: The First Riddle is an adventure and puzzle game that puts you in control of Sam, a young student who's new to the Academy. This place is a legendary school that has always attracted the most active and brilliant minds but hides more than one dark secret. The Academy: The First Riddle's control system is perfectly suited for touchscreens. With your left thumb you can move your character and with the right thumb you can control the camera. In the Academy: The First Riddle you have to face more than 200 different puzzles, each different from the last and usually with different mechanics. The game also has a wonderful visual section which is just as good as other titles for PCs and consoles. Last Outlander, an online game with a size of 2 GB, available on Android only. Last Outlander is a last day on Earth-style role-playing game, set in a medieval fantasy world full of goblins and elves. The peculiarity of the story is that the protagonist is an ordinary human being who has been transported to this strange world. The control system of Last Outlander is very similar to what you can find in other titles of the same genre. Use your left thumb to control the movement of your hero and the right one to pick up objects from the ground and attack your enemies. The world of Last Outlander is enormous and full of secrets. You'll start the adventure in a relatively small area where you get to meet your first goblin. Last Outlander is a super entertaining RPG, and it should also be highlighted that the game's visuals are outstanding. TRAHA, an online game with a size of 5 GB, available on Android and iPhone. TRAHA is an MMORPG that transports you to a spectacular fantasy world. In it, a terrible war is destroying everything in its path and you barely manage to escape with your life as you flee from the enemies. In this role-playing game, you can choose from several classes and create your own character. TRAHA is a game with good graphics that offers you many character customization options. There are also all kinds of classes from classic warriors to mages and archers. Each has its own form of combat, so you'll have to choose which style suits you best. In TRAHA you'll have a whole world to explore where you can go on quests to improve your skills, level up and find great rewards. Grimvalor, an offline game with a size of 1.1 GB, available on Android and iPhone. Grimvalor is a 2D RPG that's directly inspired by Castlevania. Players can control a solitary warrior whose main mission is to restore order to the corrupt realm of Valaris. Control systems in Grimvalor are well adapted to touchscreens, and Grimvalor has full support for controllers. The version on Android of Grimvalor lets you play the first episode of the story for free, but it is fully paid on iOS. Grimvalor is an excellent combination of role-playing and standard platformer gameplay. It has a very similar feel to its titles like Castlevania. Plus its graphics are outstanding and the character design is absolutely amazing. Certainly, I recommend you to try it. The Last Days, an offline game with a size of 300 megabytes, available on Android only. The Last Days is a third-person adventure game where you control a young girl who has survived a zombie apocalypse. In this game, you'll have to advance through the different levels by killing zombies and collecting resources. The Last Days' gameplay is very simple. To advance through the map, simply tap on the different points that appear. In addition to finding objects around the setting, you can make a medkit from plants or ammunition from metal and duct tape. In the end, if you want an adventure game that does not need the internet and is somewhat small in size, then I definitely advise you to download the Last Days game. Sword Art Online Integral Factor, an online game with a size of 4 GB, available on Android and iPhone. Sword Art Online Integral Factor is an RPG where you're one of the members of the assault team. Trapped in an online world, your objective is to reach the 100th level in Aincrad, the floating castle from Sword Art Online. The controls in Sword Art Online Integral Factor are very intuitive. In the left part of the screen you'll find the virtual D-pad, which lets you move your character freely, and on the right you'll find the action buttons. When you start a new game you can create your character and customize it however you like. As you advance in the story you'll be able to add even more custom elements to your character, including tons of new weapons and armor. Sword Art Online Integral Factor is an RPG with outstanding production values, impressive graphics and fantastic anime-style characters.
元気にしてるか?
Miracland Saga, an online game with a size of 4 GB, available on Android only. Miracland Saga is an MMORPG set in a vast universe in which technology and the magical powers of multiple heroes have developed in tandem. Select one of the available characters, then try to impose your strength on countless rivals while solving dozens of missions throughout the game. In Miracland Saga you'll find 3D graphics that depict the unfolding action in great detail. The controls in this game are incredibly intuitive, since all you have to do is use the joystick to move in any direction through each setting. You'll also have the option to take part in cooperative battles, which is another aspect of Miracland Saga that makes it a truly entertaining game. In the end, you will find it a new MMORPG game and I invite you to download it.
Welcome to Sevastopol Station.
Alien Isolation, an offline game with a size of 12 GB, available on Android and iPhone. Alien Isolation is a science fiction horror game that has been available for a long time on PlayStation and PC devices, and now it is available for mobile. Based on the Alien film series, the game is set 15 years after the events of the original 1979 film and follows engineer Amanda Ripley, daughter of Alien protagonist Ellen Ripley, as she investigates the disappearance of her mother aboard the space station Sevastopol. Most impressive of all is that you can configure your own custom control scheme, changing the button layout or even deleting them outright to better suit your preferences. Alien Isolation Mobile also retains the visual aesthetic inspired by the original film. In the end, you will see it as an excellent survival game and I certainly advise you to buy it and try it.
Was that you following me back there?
Had to keep my distance. Can't take any chances.
Earth Revival, an online game with a size of 9 GB, it will soon be available on Android and iPhone. Earth Revival is a third-person action game that takes you into a science fiction universe where you control one of the few survivors of the alien invasion that left civilization on the edge of destruction. In this survival video game, you will have to explore all kinds of open-world sceneries while collecting resources and fighting all kinds of threats. The controls in Earth Revival are typical of the genre. a virtual controller on the left to move around the 3D sceneries and action buttons on the right. This open-world game has a very important cinematic part when it comes to the narrative, as this is one of its strongest points. Earth Revival is an excellent action and survival game that has great production values and a gameplay that is as fun as it is diverse.
Slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.